Hello everybody, my name is EK, welcome back to the channel. I have some pretty bad news to tell you guys at the start of this video. Unfortunately, the footage for the Sunken Temple recording session somehow disappeared from my hard drive. I don't know where it went. It must have been deleted somewhere when I was trying to, clean up the hard drive, removing some old files or something, and it must have been in a bunch of files that I thought were old, but weren't in fact old. So unfortunately, I have the entire script written, I had the audio recorded, I had everything ready to go. I just needed to, put the footage in there and overlay it, but the footage is gone. So I decided, because I like the previous video was literally titled preparations, and I'm going to be handing in the quests in this episode, and I feel kind of bad that it's missing, but unfortunately I can't really recover it. I will try and at some point play through it again, hopefully clearing it. But I do want to give you guys a quick breakdown as to what happened there. I'll keep it kind of short. You're looking at the black screen right now probably because I just want to put this in at the very start. If you want to skip this part, by the way, and just get to my gameplay section, then I'll put a timestamp in the description. You can just go to that and you can skip to the actual regular episode that I had recorded previously. But since I know most of you guys treat this as more of like an audio thing anyway, it doesn't really matter if there's nothing in the background, I think. So I did do the Sunken Temple, and it was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed it. I think it was by far the best raid kind of experience I've done so far. And I'm aware that, of course, this raid is not really a regular raid. It's like a dungeon, but it's been upscaled to a raid, so it's not actually a proper raid, but it's similar in experience. So the first, in my script, I was talking about like the entire experience, like showcasing like how everything worked and what I thought of it. I want to keep it kind of short here, so I'll just kind of touch upon the bosses mostly. So for the first boss, we had to clear some rooms, we had to disable some like laser kind of thingies, and some boss in the middle started spawning. And the boss was very simple. There was some pillars around the boss. And the whole idea was that we had to stand next to the pillars when the boss used an ability, and when he used the ability, then the pillars would be destroyed. And it was like some sort of big smashing ability, and I don't know exactly what happens if we kept the pillars alive. I'm assuming the pillars being up would somehow buff the boss, or debuff ourselves or something, but the main thing was stay alive, stick next to the pillars, and make sure when he uses the ability that he smashes you next to the pillar, so the pillar breaks, and whatever negative effect the pillars being up is being removed. Very simple boss. We took it out first time really easily, but it was a cool opening boss. Then the second boss is one that I really did enjoy, which is it's like a big slime boss, and I'll try and paint you a picture. So the way it works is you're in this big room, in this big circular hallway, and you've got this big slime boss. And this big slime boss is very hungry. He just wants to eat, and he wants to eat you. He wants to eat everything in the vicinity, but most importantly, he just wants to eat a lot. I feel him. I can totally understand. Eating is fun. So what he did was he starts running at you throughout this like circular room. It just it keeps looping around and around because it's a circle, and he doesn't regularly stop. He just keeps chasing you. He deals damage in front of him, and you can just DPS him down slowly. He also shoots some weird projectiles to every single party member. So like there was some tactics where you stand all on the left side, so that he throws all this goop on the left side, then you move to the right side, so the goop then goes to the right side, and if you coordinate it properly, then you can keep the floor kind of clean, so you don't all like overlap, like some on the left, some on the right, some in the middle. Like you just make it very messy. If you just stand on one side, you can kind of make sure that they're all kind of like collected in one area, so they're easier to navigate when you loop around the room again. So what other mechanic is there? Well, a really cool mechanic is there that I really loved, and I think it's probably one of my favorite boss designs I've seen in a game so far, like in the total experience of playing WoW. And it is a mechanic where there are these objects in the sides of the room. Like there's like these pillars, and like there's these tablets, and there's just all kinds of like chandeliers or whatever. And you have to DPS these things down, and when you DPS these things down, they move to the middle of the room. So, there's like a left, a middle, and a center, kind of like it's a pretty small corridor, but they move to the middle of that room, and that means that the boss then walks into them. And what happens when the boss walks into them? Well, he eats them. And when he's eaten, I think it's 3 objects. Doesn't matter which objects, just any objects will do. When he's eating 3 of them, he will, be satiated. He will stop to just, take a moment and rest. And that is where you can get the big DPS. And he will not DPS you anymore, as I'm aware. And you can just kind of sit there and, get big DPS uptime. Because normally, you're moving, you're dodging, so your DPS uptime kind of suffers. But in that phase, you can properly DPS him to make sure that you can beat him before the enrage comes through. Now, the cool thing is that the things that move to the middle, so, you hit these objects that are on the left side or the right side, like the entire part is like trying to ping, like, hey, hit this one, hit this one, hit this one, hit this one. So, you're making sure that they're all in front of him. Now, you would imagine that you'd probably just be able to kind of walk around the circle, like hit everything and just make sure like you line up a whole bunch of objects so you can just eat them, eat 3 of them, you nuke them down, the next 3 will be ready already. So, it will be very simple. But the way this works is if you hit them, if you hit the objects, then they go to the middle, but they only stay in the middle for a little bit. Like, I don't know how long, like probably like 5 seconds or something, but only like a pretty short duration. So this means you need to make sure you hit them soon enough to the point where they are still in front of him, because if they're behind him he doesn't do anything, but not so far in front of him that they move back to their original position, because then you're also not getting the effectiveness. So you kind of want to hit them when he's sort of close to them, and you got to coordinate which ones you're hitting, and that was a really fun mechanic. And the boss fight wasn't too difficult. I think it took us like 3 or 4 attempts, but I really did enjoy my time through there, and I think it is probably my favorite boss in the game so far. And I did just very, very much enjoy him. So, he's called the Festering Lord Slime, by the way, just to quickly point that out. Moving on, we have a third boss. And the third boss is, well, it's more like multiple bosses, because the way it works is you kill one of the bosses, and then once you've killed one of those bosses, another boss spawns. I think there are 7 bosses, I'm pretty sure. Or 6 or 7 bosses, something like that. I'm kind of doing this on top of the head. Like, I do have the script sort of in front of me, like, some like vague outline, but I'm kind of just rambling here. So you kill one of the bosses, then the next boss takes his place. And when the next boss takes his place, the original boss that you killed, so, the dead boss, will still be there, but more like a ghostly version. You can't hit the ghostly version, but he will still be DPSing you. But he can be CC'd. So the objective in this fight is every time you kill a boss, the previous boss stays alive. And I think there's like 7 or something in total. So that means that, when you're fighting boss number 7, 6 previous bosses, they are all trying to hit you at the same time. So the objective is that, you have a couple of people who are tasked with CCing a specific boss, because some bosses are more dangerous than other bosses, so you want to make sure that the most dangerous ones are CC'd properly. Like this one was like a big lightning chain attack or something, where they hit you very, very hard and they can like one tap you, so you want to make sure that one is CC'd. So multiple people had some tasks like, hey, you CC this one, you CC that one, and it's not super difficult, but it was definitely one of those things where you kind of need to have that coordination. You got to make sure everyone's doing their job. My job, however, guys, I'm DPS. I was just standing there and I was hitting things. I even asked, hey, do you need me to fear anything? Like, I have some CC, and they were like, no, you can just kind of, just, press your buttons, do some DPS. Also, I feel like I should have just done this with a face cam so you'd have something to look at, but I'm too far into it now to restart, so sorry. Then finally, there's boss number 4, and I'm saying finally because we made it to boss number 4, and then, we got a couple of wipes, and the people, it was getting late, and they were like, you know what, let's just cancel it here, and I haven't played the raid again since. But the 4th boss is actually really cool as well. It's 2 dragons. They are called Dream Scythe and Weaver, and they both share a health bar. So you hit one of them, and the health bar goes down, and then they at some point, like, they kind of swap, so you hit the other one, but they still share the same health bar, and at some point they're both in the field as well. And there's like this weird mechanic where in the middle of the arena, like it's a big, like, I think it's also a circular or square, I think it was a circular arena. And in the middle of the arena, you got this hole, and these dragons, they have this big attack, this big wing attack where they whoosh you back, like they fire a line of gust, like a line of air, and you get knocked back. And if you happen to be in the line with the hole in the middle of the room, you fall into it and you die. You can also get knocked out of the arena, so it's kind of about making sure you are close enough to the boss where if you get knocked back, you don't get knocked out of the arena or into the center. But also, the further you are, or like the closer you are to the boss, the bigger the impact is, so the further you get knocked back. So it's kind of like this balancing act of being in the right position. For me, it was quite simple. Like, I'm range DPS. I was just kind of able to, stay at like medium range and like dodge around them very, very easily. Not really any problem whatsoever. But, I saw tanks flying all over the place. It was kind of funny. One thing that I noticed as well, which I'm not sure if it's actually true, but I was able to put my dots on both of the models. So, you've got these 2 dragons, they share a health bar, but I was able to put my dots on one of them and on the other one. So I'm pretty sure those dots will just simply tick twice, because even though they share a health bar, I think there's still two different enemies that simply, you know, can both be damaged. So I think I was hitting them both with the dots, which was really, really cool. But yeah, we wiped there a couple times, and then the raid was like, yeah, guys, you know, it's getting late. Let's head out. So that was my experience. You know, I cleared 4 of the bosses. I can't recall on top of my head how many bosses there were. I think there were like 7, 8, 9 bosses, something like that. And I would like to go back in again at some point and clear it, even though, you know, it's easy now. I'm a bit higher level. I'm no longer level 50. But I would like to go back into it at some point and clear it just for the experience of clearing it. But yeah, I'm really glad I got to enjoy that while it was still the hardest content. And once again, I'm really sorry that, you know, I can't show it off, because I was really looking forward to this video, because this is probably like one of the most hyped videos in the entire series. Because, you know, it's like it's the first time I was able to do a raid at the proper level, and it was difficult, and we failed, and, you know, it looked cool and it was great. So, you know, I recommend, if you want to see this raid, do check out some raid videos. Like, you know, if you've never seen it and you want to see it, you know, there's probably some videos out there, like some guides, some experience. Like, look at it, it's really, really cool. But yeah, I'm unfortunately unable to show you guys. So that was just a kind of quick rambling I wanted to do. There's probably like 10 minutes or something. So, you know, I'll hop back into the regular video that was supposed to be part 113, but will now be called part 112. So once again, apologies, and enjoy the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. Okay, back in Stormwind, back at Brohan Caskbelly. Hello, good sir. How are you doing? As dusk slowly descends upon my career, I turn to you, EK, to help me in my final quest for the Explorers League. If my old bones could muster the strength to brave the Swamp of Sorrows in the Sunken Temple, I will be fighting right alongside you. Pride makes it hard for me to ask for your help in collecting the Atal Eye tablets, but old age forces the necessity. Please, EK, help me. I want to retire from the Explorers League, having completed their final bidding. Here you go, I have 10 Atal Eye tablets which we got from the Sunken Temple. The Atal Eye tablets, thank you, EK. Once I deliver these to the Explorers League, our names shall go down in history together. You have helped an old dwarf fulfill his final obligation in life. For that, I am eternally grateful. So it would be quite cool now if we went to the Explorers League, which I think is a place in Ironforge, right? And we could see like a reference to ourselves there. That would be really, really cool. Probably isn't the case, but yeah, you know, one can dream. So we get the Guardian Talisman. Not too much else. I was hoping we get some more stuff. I mean, we get some reputation, which is nice. The unfortunate thing is, and I will probably have talked about this in my Sunken Temple video, which probably will be more of like a post commentary kind of thing, where I just kind of go through things, because I wasn't voiced with people, and you know, I didn't want to have their comms and stuff in the game, and you know, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to speak into a microphone. So it was just like a big messy thing. So I'm gonna do like post editing on that one, but I'll probably talk a bit about the quest and stuff that we completed. But unfortunately, we haven't completed Jamal and the Prophet, Secrets of the Circle, the God Hakar, and we did grab, of course, Haze of Evil, which we have to go back into the Ungoro crater, which I will go and grab next, I think. Because what I want to do now is I want to empty my quest list a little bit more. It is now the 7th of July, 4 days until Phase 4 starts. And I would like, if I can find the time, I would like to hopefully push at least one more tier of reputation from the incursions. So I'm going to spend some time doing that. I also kind of want to see if I can finish off these quests, because then I can empty the inventory a little bit more. Oh, sorry, the quest list a bit more, because the thing is, for incursions, you need like 20 quest slots. So you kind of want to have everything cleared. I don't want to drop these quests, because like we worked really hard to grab these, and I want to have them on me. But if I could knock out like all of these quests, that would be incredible. Actually, small change of plans, because I have, well, I had like 350 gold. I'm now down to 327 gold. I decided, you know what, let's go and level tailoring a bit more, because the thing we were running into was a shortage of gold. But since incursions are ridiculous, I can now just kind of nuke this forward. So let's see if we can push 300 now. So first of all, making 20 crimson silk vests. Alright, and now we also make 10 crimson silk pantaloons. Sounds fancy. Alright, and that is 215 tailoring and a very full inventory. You know, I want to put these all up for sale at the auction house, but probably not many people will be buying them. So I guess I'll just vendor them. I get about 50% of their value relative to the auction prices that I can see right now. But, you know, time is money, guys, and if I can just run like one additional incursion in the time I'm selling this stuff, I'm making up for the losses, so it's whatever. Sell everything! There we go. All cleaned up. I'm following a different guide this time, by the way, and this guide seems a lot cheaper, I think. So, I can't recall what exactly I was doing last time. I think I was looking into these bolts of Mage Weave where I needed a ton of them. And I need some of them now. Actually, wait, I have them on me, so I don't even have to walk back. I have to make 5 orange Mage Weave shirts to push me from 215 to 220. And I'm going to assume that I can pick up the recipe from this guy again. Please shut up. Thank you very much. So, orange Mage Weave shirt. Here we go. We can also make black ones. Oh, that's gloves, actually. Oh, wait, this is actually not bad. Like, this is plus 15. Wait, is that actually better than... No, it's not better, but this is definitely not terrible anymore. Anyway, orange Mage Weave shirt. There we go. And I also got to grab 5 orange dice from this girl over here. Please stop talking to me. So, orange dice. Yeah, I can actually use the scroll wheel. Didn't know. So, orange dice are a bit more expensive than the other ones, but, you know, it's still not too bad. So, pick up 5 of these, and then pick up 5 heavy silken threads, which are 18 silver. Can we handle, guys? Can we financially recover from that? Yes. Yes, we can. All right. Here we go. Orange Mage Weave shirt. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I am reading further up in the guide. And to get to 300, it wants me to create a lot of rune cloth. Oh, sorry, a lot of balls of rune cloth. And I'm going to need 1195 rune cloth. And I think rune cloth right now is very expensive. Either I'm mistaken or I'm actually not too sure, because I know there's also this thing called fell cloth. But I think fell cloth drops from like demons and stuff. And rune cloth is just like a normal, regular tier, but I think it is the highest tier, which I think drops from level 50 plus mobs. And since people aren't really grinding too many level 50 plus mobs right now, because 50 of course is the cap, I think I should probably stop here, wait for phase 4 to start, and then when people are like massively grinding level 50 to 60 mobs, way more rune cloth will be pumped into the game, and I can probably buy it a lot cheaper. So I think it's probably the best course of action here, to just finish off the stuff where I need Mage Weave, which puts me up to 250, and then pause there. Oh, actually, in order to be able to level past 225, I have to go to Timothy Worthington in Doswallow March at Thermore Isle, so the main town over there. So I can't do it here, so I guess I'll park that for later, because I don't want to go on the big world. Well, it's not really a big journey, but I want to get some other stuff done. So yeah, we'll park things here. We made some nice progress. We're now 220, and I guess I will make the push from 220 to 300 when phase 4 is live and the materials hopefully are a bit easier to attain. So yeah, just for combat purposes, I should probably put the Guardian Talisman instead of my Carrot on a Stick. Even though I quite like my Carrot on a Stick, and I guess technically I should have it on while I'm, you know, riding my horse for the 3% movement speed difference, although it's very, very small. But having a 2% chance when struck in combat to increase my armor by 350 for 15 seconds, like that's a pretty long amount as well. Like that's pretty nice, and there doesn't seem to be an eternal cooldown, so technically, you know, if you're kind of lucky, you could trigger it somewhat frequently. So I guess I'll put it there instead of the Carrot on the Stick. There we go. And yeah, that's gonna make soloing the dungeon a bit easier, because I have decided, guys, it's finally time. I've had this quest, the Orb of Soren Rook. I've had it in my inventory or in my quest list for so long. I keep saying inventory, I don't know why. And I just want to finish it. And I know there are great quests, guys, and I know there's probably no reason to do them. There's probably bad rewards, but I just kind of like the idea of doing all my Warlock quests, because maybe there's going to be stuff hidden behind them that, you know, I could have been using for a very long time, or stuff that I should have been using for a very long time, and I just want to make sure I wrap these things up. Like, these are the kind of things I want to do now that I'm capped, because this game, like, I'm running into this issue where there are so many different things that I want to do in this game, and so many quest chains I want to follow, and so many sorts of content I want to do, but I also, you know, I'm just doing too many things that are pushing me up in levels too fast, where I'm struggling to do all the content that I want to do. So doing it now that I'm, you know, level capped for a bit is probably best. Now, Questy does show me over here there's a well, the pickup. So I'm assuming that means that the quest Sorry, the dungeon starts over there, which I'm going to try in solo. I have no idea how hard it is going to be. I have no idea if it's going to be something that I can easily do and it's like phase roll, or if I'm going to have to really, really struggle. I just don't know how it feels to do those things solo. So we're going to go in there. I'm going to see you guys at the entrance, and we'll see how that works out. All right, here we go. Shadowfang Keep looks quite nice. All right, yeah, this is super easy. No worries whatsoever. Yeah, this is pretty chill. I just applied dots to people, and the dots just kill them alongside my my imp. Like these mobs are definitely super easy. Like I was kind of expecting, because I was gonna get swarmed by a whole bunch of elites, that even though I'm heavily overleveled, it was still going to be somewhat difficult. But it turns out it's actually really, really easy. And Refilgor seems to be the boss, or like a mini boss, I guess. So we'll just kite back, apply the dot to him. Apply the dot to... Wasn't there another one? Yeah. A black walk. Okay. Well, actually, I have to be a little bit careful here. There we go. One of them is down. I'm just kind of kiting around. This Chocobo is doing his thing. Oh. Do I have... Is it risky to commit... Oh. Dot on him. Kite back around. Throw a haunt over there. And now just kill the other guy. Another life tap. A bit risky maybe, because like I'm giving up a lot of HP. But he should take down due to this. There we go. Easy peasy. Alright, so we have Sorcerer Ashcrombie, who reminds me of Abercrombie, opening this door for us so we can continue. Ooh, there's quite some mobs here. So the Shadowfang Moonwalkers have a pretty interesting ability called Anti-Magic Shield, where they have this green shield around them, and then my dots don't tick anymore because they're immune to it. Oh, this is a Felsteed. Hey, this is my horse. Hello, horsey. Would you like to come with me? Would you like to be my secondary horse? Don't know where I'm really looking to go. I guess over there, probably. Oh, wait. These guys are immune to my damage. Well, to my shadow damage, so... That's a bit rough. So I guess my Firebolt and my Wand auto attacks are my main source of damage against these guys. Oh, here we go. Large Sauron Rogue Fragment. We got it. We got the thing that we needed. We've only had this quest for like half the series. Does that mean that the dungeon is also over? I guess there is more, but do I really care about finishing the dungeon? Like, probably not, right? Is there a purpose to it? I don't think so. I mean, I might as well. I guess it's probably not too much longer. But if we have a boss or something who's immune to my shadow damage, it's going to be really annoying. As long as I can damage them, it's fine. Alright, yeah, there's a whole bunch of just these mobs over there that I just can't damage with my shadow damage. And I don't think there's really a purpose to me finishing this. So, for the sake of efficiency, after this mob, I'm going to use my Hearthstone. Which is still set to Gadgetzan. We're going to go to Gadgetzan. We're going to go to Ungoro Crater to finish off Haze of Evil. To go back to Muigan. So I guess I'll see you guys back at Muigan. Man, this map feels like it's very small when you look at the map, but the journey from here to up here takes quite a long time actually. But good thing is we are back. Also, I feel like there's more quests now, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, back to Muigan. Hello, good sir. Hey there, hello. Larian's still not speaking to me. He knows how to hold a grudge. I admit, I'm a bit hesitant to touch that stuff, EK, but if Regan says it'll work, then I'm willing to give it a try. Alright, you know, that feels a bit bad. Only 3.5 gold for all this effort. Like, I know last time I was here, I said the exact same thing, but I'll say it again. I would have been better off not doing this quest, not even doing the prerequisite quest. I would have been better off spending all the time on incursions, and I would have gotten more in every possible way than doing this quest. But I'm doing it because of, because the fact that, you know, they're meant to be played. But it's just, it's a terrible thing to be doing. There's no reason to do this. Like, journaling here, like, walking from Gadgetzan over here took me 11 minutes. Now I'm going to have to spend 11 minutes walking back again. That would have been like one full incursion run, which would have given me like 20 to 30 gold, as opposed to 3.5. Like, the balance is just completely off. Also, I was being a complete idiot because I, for some reason, forgot that there's a flight path here. Oh my god, I just spent like all this time walking here Like, in my mind, there isn't a flight path here. I don't know why. Like, I could have literally just, like, taken this flight path. The fact that I just wasted, like, 10 minutes of my life walking here in a very much unfun walk. When I could have just... Okay, I'm an idiot. Anyway, we have to go to multiple places right now, but I want to go to the Barrens first. Alright, so first of all, Manara Voidrender, we return once again.
Adventurer. You look to be a strong adventurer. You would do well to
Right,
mind
we have
yourself.
heard about your pleasantries, knowledge of the Orb of Aura Hill.
Ah, you do seek something more substantial. That I can help you if you truly are prepared. It's a welcome change to see one of our kind seeking more power in forms other than just knowledge. So, do you feel you're ready, adventurer?
I'm always ready.
Good, then we shall begin. The first thing you must do is speak to my acolytes inside. Choose one of their paths to follow. They will explain more. Second, you must travel to Desolus and find an infernal orb from one of the warlocks of Manaruk Coven. It is that orb that you will cleanse with the help of a mage named Tabitha deep in southern Dustwallow Marsh. She will aid you because of our history together. Again, do not come back until you have done both things I've asked.
Alright, I accept your request. I'll hold on to it. You know, just so you know, I have a tendency to not really return the quests in time. So you might have to wait here for a bit until I return, but one day I will return and I will have done what you asked. Next, we have to return to Doan Karhan in the Barrens as well. So I'll see you guys there. Doan Karhan, we have returned. We're here with Kijul as well. Hello, fellow Warlock player.
Can I help you?
The Orb of Sorendruk, guys. This quest has been in my inventory. Why do I keep saying inventory? This has been in my quest inventory for a very long time. But it's time to finally go hand it in.
Have a good one.
It took me many years to collect the pieces of the Orb of Zorgain. Well, it took me many years to collect the pieces of my quest. So, you know, touche. But it has served me well, as I am sure the Orb of Sorendruk will serve you.
Yes. The orb was not greatly fragmented, and almost all of the pieces are here. It is a simple thing to recreate them, to make Sorendruk whole again. I have dedicated my life to the study of the Burning Legion's orbs and their recreation. You have done me a favor collecting these pieces to study, and I will give you them back, fully reconstructed, in a form of your choosing.
So both probably aren't great for me. So first of all, the Staff of Sorendruk we don't care about in the least. It would have probably been a great item if we got it immediately, but now we just don't care for it. And the Orb of Sorendruk, it would be an offhand. And it's not too great. No. I'll pick up the Orb for the vendor price.
For the Alliance.
Oh, rumors abound. Is that also a Warlock quest?
See you later.
Oh, and there is no reading. Or like no voice acting, which might suggest that it's actually a season of discovery thing. Could it be a rune, maybe? Alright, rumors abound. Whispers within the shadows speak of a weapon containing the soul of a great demonic being. Oh! Wait, is this metamorphosis or something? Lesser demons like Sorendruk are one thing, but more powerful entities bound as punishment for their failures offer unimaginable power. This weapon was lost ages ago, shattered during the Third War. Recently, these rumors have said that mages meddling with dark magic beyond their comprehension have claimed fragments of the weapon, but they are unable to unlock the powers without reforming it. Not much is known about the location of these shattered weapon fragments, save that they are both in the possession of once great mages held up in towers of importance. One is said to be located here to the north of Kalimdor, while the other is nestled near the heart of the Eastern Kingdoms. See if the rumors are true, search for the two missing halves of this weapon, and bring them to me.
Be careful.
That is a very vague quest, and it is just a Baron's quest. So I will Google it real quick to see if this is actually something that I need to do, or if this is more like randomly optional that I don't really care about. Alright, so yes, this is apparently for the Metamorphosis rune. Well, I mean, if I had known about that, maybe I should have done the quest earlier. I'm not sure I'll do the entire quest chain right now, because I kind of wanted to knock out like some of these quests as well. But like, you know, we're looking for an Infernal Orb, and then more orbs here, and we had the Orb of Sorendruk. Orbs seem to be a very common theme in the Warlock or class systems and quest systems. So I guess orbs are very important.